Episode 22 of the Judge and JD Show. Today we're going to talk wine and flying. That almost rhymes.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Close enough.
And we got a guitar slinger coming on. I mean, extraordinaire. So exciting stuff.
Get ready for it. I don't want to rub it in to the Aggie fans out there watching the Judge and JD Show, but I'm going to the game tomorrow night at Kyle Field.
Can we go with you?
A&M, Florida.
Man, we should all take it and go down on the bus.
Aggies undefeated. You want to roll?
That is exciting.
Let's take the Cheers Fun Bus and go, baby.
No, y'all gonna have a good time. So,
you bet.
Your daughter down there,
her ring dunk is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
the old ring dunk. She'll be graduating in December. Gig 'em! But I get to go to the game tomorrow night. That's going to be a hell of a game. A night game. What, about 6 p.m. kickoff, I think. But just Aggies undefeated.
Undefeated. Yeah, just being down there will be exciting, you know.
You bet.
Good stuff. What we got today?
We got wine. We got flying. We got guitar slingers. And we got a giveaway.
We do have a giveaway. How, you feeling lucky today? You feeling like you got the right person there?
But can you read it?
I usually can.
Do you have your glasses?
Cap, we got the giveaway.
Oh, man, this one I can read. Sam McBride. He says, JD, you're my favorite. No, not really. But anyway, Sam McBride.
Ashley will get that to you.
How about that? There's a phone number and everything.
Thanks for coming in, Sam.
All right. Congratulations.
Good stuff.
Oh, man, nice brown one.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good stuff.
Well, are we ready to rock and roll with this show?
Ready to rock and roll right here at Pioneer here in Fredericksburg.
All right, Monty, you want to sing it with me? You ready?
Money.
Our first guest, here we go, community guest, ladies first, always, Francis and Carl Monday.
The background cheering.
Did I ask you if you were related to Eddie Money? Or did I not?
You have before.
You are.
Most certainly.
He's your uncle.
We must be.
Yeah. How y'all doing today?
Great.
We get to talk a little wine, right? It's Texas Wine Month.
Texas Wine Month.
This is a fine-looking rosé right here.
That is a good rosé.
The cameras are backwards, and so am I. So, but anyway.
I think we carry them all here, don't we? Yeah.
I think those.
Right here at Pioneer Bar?
Right here at Pioneer.
All right.
Right here at Pioneer. What? Yeah, we just wanted to introduce Francis and Carl. They've put together Pontotoc, the winery. We get a tasting room. You got a tasting room here in town, but in addition, you've got the winery or the vineyards kind of thing out in Pontotoc, right? Am I on there? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you all about it if you like.
If you would.
And the tasting room is pretty much right there by Hondo's, right?
Hondo's.
Yeah, that's the Vine Garden. So we have a Vine Garden in town, and then we have another location out in High between Johnson City and Fredericksburg. Most people know High, but there's a lot of wineries out there. But I bought, 6 years ago, it was LBJ's Ranch Foreman's property, the Arnold property, out there on Rocky Creek. This old gas station from the 40s and Little Rock home from the 30s and Little Rock Garage, and made it into 2 Airbnbs called Camp Wanderlust and then Pontotoc Vineyard Picnic Table, which is an unbelievably cool place. But kind of jumping ahead, I can give you the whole
But it is
history
really
of the bar.
cool. I mean, I've been by there several times, and it's a cool spot. Right out in the middle of things, right in the middle of wine country out there.
Right.
So
Exactly. Yeah. So what brought y'all to Fredericksburg? How did you end up getting to Fredericksburg? Can we start there?
Many moons ago now. But what happened is I grew up in East Texas, and Francis grew up in Louisiana. My family were cotton farmers and business people. They had multiple different kinds of business, all entrepreneurs. And so when I got married, I did this actually before I got married. I always wanted to hopefully have children, get married and have children. I wanted my children to grow up the way I did, with a family farm and a family business. And so in 2002, somewhere around there, I was living in Austin. I was looking for a farm here in the hill country, an old German house, a rock house is basically the criteria. And I found the little town of Pontotoc. It's more or less a ghost town. It's about 15, 20 people that live there. But it was once a big German mining community that sadly had all died out in 1896 from typhoid. But it has all these beautiful old sandstone buildings and one really, really big 6-bedroom, 6-fireplace German house. And so I bought that property at that point and planted 5 acres of Tempranillo. So one of the first planters of Tempranillo in the state. And my uncle and my dad helped me plant it. You know, they came up from East Texas. And then my uncle ended up staying there. He had just retired, and he ran the vineyard for many, many years for us. And then eventually we bought all the buildings in the town. So we bought the grocery store, hardware store, this little post office, saddle shop, movie theater, and this ruin of a college, and restored the rest of it and made it to our winery. Really cool. Been there?
I haven't been out to I haven't been out there now.
Some of your family's been there.
Yeah.
And it's about 50 miles north of Fredericksburg, and we live in Fredericksburg and have 4 relatively young children now. They're growing up.
They're growing up.
They grow
quick,
fast,
right?
right?
They're born here and they're growing up.
You blink and they're grown.
Yeah.
But we needed something here in town. All the kids go to St. Mary's Catholic, and
Except for
we
her.
live a few.
She's in high school.
Yeah, she's up in high school now.
We do.
And then we live right behind here, actually.
Yep,
And
right down the
so we
street.
needed a place here in town. So we got what we call the Vine Garden in 10 years ago,
16, yeah.
and made it into a proper vine garden, a place you can get homemade food and local wine.
Yep.
And so Frances is a pastry chef, and so she does all of the food there. And you guys probably know, but we use 100%. I think we are the only one in distribution that use 100% Texas hill country fruit in 100% of our wines. That means we don't get
Nice.
juice from California and call it Texas further. We don't get grapes from Lubbock and call it local. It's all from our farm and a couple of other farms out in Mason County.
Truly
Mason County.
local.
Yeah, really local. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty unique, I think.
I would
And
think
so-
that would set you apart.
Well, it's
to a
important.
degree.
I mean, you know, wine is about the terroir all of this stuff. This is what you get. And that area up in Pontotoc is called the Llano Uplift, and it's Precambrian soil, some of the best earth in the world to grow grapes, in my opinion. And I think most people in the wine industry will agree that that's the best place to grow grapes in Texas.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I was just kind of jump around a little bit, but I was reading, Texas Monthly, I think recently had an article out talking about Texas wine, and, where we're headed here. And what are y'all's thoughts on that? I mean,
From when
What do
you
you think?
started till now.
from when you guys, where are we headed? The wine industry here locally, is it
It's grown.
continue to
I think
grow?
so.
And
I think so. It's grown so much, and people around the world know this as the destination around the country and somewhat around the world for wine, and we're getting a better and better reputation. People are growing the right grapes. You need to grow Southern European varietals and not, varietals that are well known in California, Oregon, and Washington. And over the last 10 years, wineries have realized that, and they're growing the right grapes, and they're making really nice wines that are winning big awards all over the country and the world. And so, yeah, I think it's going to continue to grow. I think, there are some issues. There's a lot of companies from, mainly California that are coming here, and, it's pretty easy to call yourself a winery in Texas and
Right.
putting up a deal, and it's basically a bottle shop. But that's why I'm one of the founder and the first president of Texas Wine Growers. So we tried to change the law so that you couldn't call your wine a Texas wine unless you used 100% Texas fruit. We fought that battle for many, many years, and we have a little bit of a compromise. But the rule is now that if you, like on all of our bottles, they're Texas Hill Country. So the AVA, if it's an AVA bottle,
AVA.
it means that 100% of the grapes have to come from Texas. I think it's 75 have to come from that AVA. With us, you'll notice on our bottles, we always put 100% Texas Hill Country because all of our grapes come from that AVA. We don't get them from anywhere else.
That's outstanding.
And it's
That
really
is.
just Mason County where we get our grapes in Pontotoc. So.
Yeah, what made me think about that the other day, I was in here and a couple walked in, and they were from New Jersey, and just got to visiting with them, and they made it clear they were not they didn't come to visit Texas. They didn't go to Austin and run out to Fredericksburg. They visited Fredericksburg from New Jersey because of our wine stuff going on. So, it just goes to show that we're on the map.
And we're like second to Napa Valley, are we not?
Isn't something like that?
Well, and the number of, I guess the wines produced. Oh, you're saying, we're second to Napa. We're second in the world for tourism.
Oh, okay.
Tourism.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Tourist destination for wine. But with the production, I think it's California, Washington, Oregon. Us and New York are pretty close. Maybe Virginia's in there, but we've moved up substantially.
It seems like all the wineries get along, try to help each other. Like I know Slate Theory, when I first did a podcast with them a while back, it was on a different podcast, but they said they share their machinery with some of the other grape growers and so forth. So, is it like a big happy family between everybody, or is it friendly competition? Or?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. There's been some squabbles here and there. But the group that Texas wine growers that we're a part of and help create, we're all very, very close. But we're all trying to grow the industry for the state of Texas and for this area, and then for the farmers too. And that's why I think it's so important to use 100% Texas grapes. And like I said, we use 100% hill country. So it's very, very important to me as growing up on a farm, So, so this is Texas Wine Month. We got all kinds of things going, and very excited about it.
I'm curious about this rosé here. Tell me a little bit about that. That's just... it's calling my name here.
Well, we can open it for you. No worries. Yeah, this is 100% Aglianico, an Italian grape from a vineyard out in Pontotoc, and it's really, really great wine and a great rosé. I don't know what else we got here. We got a Tempranillo. That's what we're known for. We're one of the first planters of Tempranillo in the state, and it is now and has been for a long time the number one grape planted in Texas now. That's what I meant about people starting to grow the right grapes. San Fernando Academy, I told y'all that there was an old college out in Pontotoc, and that was the name of it. And so the idea of that wine, we've been making it since we first started making wine in 2010, 2011, and is that we take every grape that we grow or buy in a particular year, make each grape into its own wine throughout the course of the year, and then blend them together. So it's always a bunch of varietals. That one's mainly Petit Syrah and Graciano. Anyways, so it's a great grape, and a great wine, and all of our wines are named after historic sites in the northern hill country.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I've learned so much about wine over the last several years. I didn't grow up, I grew up, it was, like you said, farming and ranching around here.
Right.
Everybody drank beer and that sort of thing. And probably the last 15, 20 years, I've learned a lot about it. And it wasn't something I expected, but it's been a really cool process.
Yeah, so I did want to say, so we opened the Vine Garden 10 years ago here. We opened the picnic tables about a year and a half ago out there in High. But we bought a building just down the road, just behind here, literally a half a block away, on Austin Street, right next to Otto's. And we're building that into a bakery, winery, distillery.
Nice.
With the hope of opening in January of 2026. And so, as I said, Francis is a classically trained pastry chef.
Yes.
And you were asking...
Sweet.
Yeah. So you were asking how we got here. So I bought that farm and did that many years ago. We got married, lived our first 5 years in London. She ran 2 really nice bakeries in London. And basically we moved here with a little bit of time in the Woodlands here, and she has been making the food for our winery for all these many years, and now we finally are opening up a bakery for her called Dot's Bakery. It's after her grandmother, Dorothy, and she can tell you a little bit more about
what's going to be on the menu? What all are we going to...
Oh, gosh. The stuff I do at the Wine Garden right now, cookies, brownies. When our friend Daniel had a coffee shop in town, before Collegiate, it was called Ranch Road, I did cinnamon rolls for them. We'll do all types of breads. Josh, of course, with Joju, will have his stuff in there. I'll do cake slices. I don't know. I hadn't nailed it all down.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Francis, I've had tons of your good stuff you make. But I just remember, I think it was one of the St. Mary's galas. I think you made Bananas Foster's one year, and it was just unbelievable.
Knock you down.
Yeah, it was
I remember making that, yes. Carl had to come back in a suit and scoop ice cream. I was like, get out here. Yeah.
Right.
He was like,
She's a cook.
Yeah.
She's a cook.
And I'm really
so
excited.
we'll do hand pies, baked hand pies. So we'll do
we'll do apple.
a savory
we'll do
one, a
peach.
sweet one. I mean, the ones that she had made, we have them sometimes out at the place in High. Is a peach and goat cheese one. It was unbelievable.
good.
So seasonal
Really
stuff.
tasty.
That sounds great.
And then perhaps a picadillo. And then I don't know if you've ever had this, but her pimento cheese. She's famous
Yes,
for. So
yeah,
we'll
we
do
usually have some in our fridge.
pimento cheese. What were we talking about? The curry chicken salad.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. Some
Yes.
curry chicken salad.
And then obviously the picnic baskets. So we have picnic baskets with all of our goodies at both the places, and that's always been the idea. And part of it's because when we lived in London, we would go to the parks all the time, but there's a little restaurant.
Carluccio's.
Yeah, Carluccio's that made picnic baskets, and so it's a great idea, and
It
it's perfect
is.
for the hill
Right.
country to be able to go somewhere, get a picnic basket, drive out in the country.
Yes.
And I never had money to stay in a hotel, so I used to sleep in these roadside parks all over the hill country.
They're nice to have a gift basket
yeah.
all the way while you were sleeping in the
Yeah.
truck.
Nice to have a snack.
Along with my cold beer or wine.
Wine,
Yeah.
yes.
At that
yes.
time, it was probably cold beer.
Yeah.
Probably.
Go on.
Look, I was just going to say, what does the picnic table offer for those who haven't been in and been there? So what do y'all have there?
So out there, similar to the wine garden setup, you can do anything by the glass, by the bottle. We do our house-made sangria out there as well. In town, I have the one picnic basket with our pimento cheese and things like that. Out there, I do have a little bit more food. We have the curry chicken salad out there. I have a little bit more of a dessert menu. Just more food options out there. Bigger indoor space. It's really cool. Carl
It
designed
is.
the whole thing.
It
It's
is. Very
really
nice.
cool gas station.
Yeah, and we'll have all the same things at the place over here. So it'll be Dot's Bakery and then Pontotoc Vineyard Vine Garden. So we dug out the bottom of this garage. So it is kind of like a vine cellar, really. And so then we'll have another building back there. And so we'll have Scout Spirits. So we'll have a distillery, winery, and a bakery.
I was going to
at
ask
one
about the
location.
spirits. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been making port for a long time. So we've been making brandy for a
Okay.
long time. So we will have brandy and bourbon, whiskey kind of deal, but brandy first. But really what we're going to do is sell pre-made mixed drinks, old fashions, mint juleps, that kind of deal, already bottled up, ready to roll.
ready,
Nice.
And yeah, my brother owns Money Brothers Distilling in East Texas, where we're from, Greenville. So he's making all kinds of stuff. And so, yeah, it's
A
Family
lot of
affair.
exciting
Yeah,
things
it's a lot of exciting
coming
stuff
from you
going on.
guys. Yeah.
and all their places are beautiful. And it's, I mean,
He's our decorator. He's good. We'll find him at Round
I
House.
see value in things that other people don't see, because all those buildings, well, you would know, all those buildings in High, there was no roof, they were falling in. The
you had to
walls
have a
were
little
falling
bit of a
down.
vision.
A lot of vision.
Yeah.
Her,
A lot of-
her parents are architects. They're like, Bolta has that. And I was like, no way, man, I got to fix this.
He was so offended.
Same thing with Pontotoc. It was like, but we redid all those buildings in Pontotoc. We still have lots of work
We
to
have a
do
lot
out
to
there.
do out
And
there.
that's in Mason County, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's on the
Corner of three of them.
of 3 counties. And so originally when I bought this, soon after I fixed up the place and planted the vineyard, I was deployed to Bosnia for a year and a half in the Army. And so it came back, and my whole idea was to call it Tres Cantados, winery. And then while there, I was visiting with somebody, and they go, Pontotoc means land of hanging grapes. And
Oh,
I didn't know
really? I
that.
didn't know that.
And I confirmed it with the Chickasaw Nation in Ada, Oklahoma. And so I decided, well, man, it was meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
That
It's natural.
town
Yeah.
died out 100 years ago, and now I planted a whole vineyard here. So anyways, it worked out.
Well, it's exciting stuff. I mean, I just growing up, I just never saw wine as the thing. We grew peaches, and before that, it was
Antiques.
peanuts. Yeah, antiques and that kind of thing.
You know what there is, though, in talking, we were talking about Mr. Lendig the other day. And Mr. Lendig's the one who told me who to find to buy that property out in High. And it took me years for me to convince the family to sell it to me, as I just saw it fall down more and more and more. And it was
Yeah, no, it's
the
set for a
Huffman's great people.
long time.
It took us
But
8 years.
he always made, a lot of the old Germans made wine out here.
Yes.
And basically it was just Mustang grapes and dumping a
Or
ton of
peach
sugar in
wine.
it.
They would make peach
Make
wine.
peach wine.
They put in the
Yeah.
barrels, in the basements, and
Yeah. Just let
Yeah.
it sit.
I've actually had Mr. Lindig's one.
yeah.
But yeah, so we're really excited about the future. Because this is Wine Month, we got a couple of other things coming up. Every year for many, many, many years, I don't even know how many years now, we have, Pontotoc Vineyard has thrown, me and Francis, our
That's in
children.
November.
Oh, it's coming up. Well, we just,
That is
let's
next
go into the
month.
paper today, but but I want people to know, we throw a free barbecue for every veteran in the county and their families. And it's on Veterans Day. It'll be from 12 to 2 at the Vine Garden
At the
on
Vine
320
Garden,
West
okay.
Main
Fabulous.
Street.
Yeah.
We've done that for many years, and it's a wonderful thing because it's amazing to see. You'll see people from World War II coming in there, Vietnam, Korea, and it's just a great, great thing that we've done a long time. And then the other thing, is the Food and Wine Fest is coming up.
The
Oh, yeah,
25th,
just,
October
yeah.
25th. Yeah.
And what's going on?
So we are going to have our scout there again this year. We are going to have our house-made sangria. We are going to do pimento cheese samplings.
Hold on,
and
wait. They don't know what that
brownie
means.
samplings.
Our International Harvester Scout.
Oh, so
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes.
We have a
Carl
bunch of old
Scout.
International Harvester Scouts.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
we have that there, and we'll sell. What do we? We're not selling. We're giving
we just
away.
sample. So we make so when we first started, we only made red wines, and it is hot in Texas, like 99% of the time. So Carl came home one day and was like, "We gotta make some sangria. We have to have something cold to serve." So we spent a whole day trying to make sangria. My grandmother used to make white sangria, so I kind of tried to remember what was in hers.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know we never have enough white wine to make one, but we will one day. And after several batches, and poor Carl was a taste tester, he just
For me.
yeah, it was terrible for him. We came up with a recipe, and it's definitely a fan favorite. So it will be at the Food and Wine Fest, and we will do pimento cheese and brownies as well.
And
This is my favorite time of the year.
It is.
I love fall.
It is.
I love
I wish it felt like fall though.
Yeah,
I know.
It's 94 degrees outside.
I know.
right now.
Where's the cool
unbelievable,
front?
man.
Yeah, right.
we're gonna pretend.
Yeah, in 2 weeks we should get a little coolness.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
I
Yeah,
don't want to be
it's
sweating at the Food and Wine Fest.
time
Yeah.
for all that stuff. Well, I just got to say, you guys are doing a lot for the community,
And we appreciate
we
that.
appreciate it. Between
We're
we-
so happy to be a part of this community. I have lived all over the world. I've spent about half my adult life living in Europe, different places, and that's what we're doing in London. I'm a lawyer there, and she was a baker there, or a solicitor, I was. And to be a part of this community is a great honor, and we can't think of a better place to raise our family. So, so
it's
happy.
been a good one. It's been
And
a-
I know you guys
Well,
grew up at
Kristen
St.
and I-
Mary's, and I love St. Mary's.
I do love St. Mary's, and we got a game to go to.
I know, yeah, we gotta get out of
But
here.
yeah,
We gotta get out.
no, I mean, it has been a great place. Kristen and I moved back. We grew up here and then moved to Austin. We did all kinds of things and moved back here. And it's, it was a great decision. And kiddos, our kiddos are friends with their kiddos, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I think one of your children, your son, lived at our house.
all summer long, we didn't see him. He was at your place.
They were in
You
the
have a pool. We don't.
Lots of pool time.
Pools help.
They were so
Yes.
fun.
But yeah, no, y'all have done a ton of stuff here, and we really appreciate what you've done with the veterans, with the VFW over there, what you guys are doing with the barbecue, and then phenomenal family. I mean, great kiddos. We appreciate
It's
you guys
awesome.
being here.
Just being involved.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing, and that's what you and I talk about, the thread that combines business with community, and it's just a beautiful thing. So.
It's a great thing. Fredericksburg's a great spot, and we're glad you're here.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all coming on the show.
Thank you.
Well, I know this next guest well, Judge, coming up on the Judge and JD show here.
Yeah, play a little music together,
Even today,
even today.
Ghost Town. We
Yeah.
play it right here
Yeah.
at Pioneer quite often.
Yep. It's exciting to have him in here. I love when you guys are in here, and he's always a lot of fun.
A guitar extraordinaire. Are y'all
Extraordinaire.
ready? And a great story to go along with it. My good friend, and I know you've seen him perform out here in the Hill Country at least one time or another. Y'all give it up, Rick Brodbeck! Or should I say Rick Brodbeck? Like they used to. Brodbeck. Rick Brodbeck. But anyway, Rick Brodbeck is here. Guitar extraordinaire. How you doing, amigo?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
How come you missed practice last week? I thought you were going to be there. Just kidding. So Rick and I go way back. Judge.
Way back.
We've been in bands, probably about a half a dozen bands through the years, right?
At least.
Something like that.
A few classic rock bands, even a Christian band.
Yeah, we
in
did
his
some
hands.
Christian.
Yes.
In his hands.
In his
and
hands.
even Mark Wheeler played drums.
Played drums at that time with it also, yes.
In there as well. But you've done so much through the years, but your story is very unique, and it's almost a testimony, if you will, because a lot of people don't realize Rick was born totally deaf. Totally deaf. Your hearing, now you were deaf until you were, what, 5?
About 6 years old. I didn't even attend kindergarten because of that fact. I started school in the 1st grade.
Wow.
Started getting my hearing back about 6 years old. Started speech therapy from 6 years old all the way through high school.
All the way through high
speech
school.
therapy all the time. But I started playing guitar actually when I was about 6.
Wow.
The doctors thought it'd be a good idea for me to learn specific tones. And since my grandfather played in orchestras, they called them orchestras back then instead of bands. And then my great-great-grandfather, Jacob, he was actually the first music teacher here in Gillespie County.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And we're going to talk about Jacob, too, because he was the father of aviation.
Yes.
But we'll get to that, but we'll talk music first. But I didn't know Jacob was the first band.
Oh, yeah, he was a number of things here in Gillespie County.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was
A
elected
whole bunch of
official. He's a
things,
bunch of different stuff.
Well, what are those things? I mean,
Well,
So I'm trying to remember.
I'm curious.
There was a thing the other day that popped up like on Facebook.
Yeah, he-
and
Really?
about him, Jacob.
Jacob Brodbeck.
Yeah, he was a county commissioner, county surveyor, a school district auditor, I believe. He was the first, one of the first school teachers here in Gillespie County.
They said
The
he was
first
somewhat
music
of
teacher.
a yes. He said he was like a Renaissance man at the time. You
Yes.
know, and
Did a little bit of everything, plus invented a lot of things.
So music is definitely in your genes in 30
Yes.
years. You had your first guitar was from one of your uncles. Is that
No,
correct?
my grandfather.
Grandfather. That's
The first
right.
real guitar was from my grandfather, my opa. But my mom and dad did put me one guitar, got me a guitar, a little plastic one from Sears, but
Right,
Sears
we all
had
had those.
a little amplifier and everything, and that was kind of cool. But then my mom and dad found an old guitar in the basement of my great grandmother's house that dates back to the late 1800s that my opa
Whoa.
redid, and I started playing on that one. But then my opa, of course, passed.
Is that a Gretsch? What was that?
Oh, the first one he gave me, my opa, was a Gretsch.
Was
He
a
had a real one,
Gretsch.
yes.
Yeah.
And I still have that one in my music room at the house.
Man, that's great. So your hearing restored around the time you were 6. You had the speech therapy till
Through high school.
through high school, like you said. But when do you feel like you started? Because I consider you now a master of the guitar.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely,
you
without
do some
question.
solos.
very impressive.
I don't know why that car solo on it's just such a complicated solo on. Dang it! Now the name of the song slipped my mind. Just what I needed.
That's what I, yeah,
And
that's
that's
just
a
what I needed.
complicated solo.
Just what he needed.
And he nails that sucker lick for lick. When did you first realize, like, hey, I can play lead and I can do the scales? And
I would
you're
think-
self-taught, right?
Yeah, I'm self-taught. I believe probably high school. I spent a lot of time, I'd say, kind of like a loner. I locked myself up in the bedroom, just sat there and played guitar
Figure it out,
all the
yeah.
time. Yeah, just figure it out. And but then after years went by, I got into more and more bands. I got into a number of different country bands here in Hill Country. But country just is not my thing. It was fun. I have no regrets doing it, but there was a small time when I was
He's
promoted.
a rocker.
He's a rock star.
When I was
He's a rock
promoted,
star.
yeah, I was promoted to district manager of Carnet Cable, and I had to move to Coral, Texas.
Okay.
During that time, I was in a heavy metal band, a country band, and a Tejano band.
Well, JD mentioned that you had traveled with some Tejano.
Yeah, Tejano band, that was great. That was the best money I ever made in music.
Really?
Right.
They love paying bands, kind of like in a movie Selena, where she say, "We want to dance." Well, they definitely want to dance.
Yes.
And music is very universal. That's the only language in the world that's the same. Don't matter where you go. The accents might be a little bit different, but the music is exactly the same. The structure of music is always the same.
And y'all toured all over the U.S. and world, right? Or
no, with maybe Texas and areas like that.
Was it like a Texas band?
Yeah,
mostly.
But we had a great time. I played in that band 3 years, but then life changes happen, and I decided to come back to the hill country. So shortly after that, Swingin' Richards.
Yeah, we had the Swingin' Richards for a long time. You and I had a band called Crossroads with Marty Linville.
Yes.
Marty on bass. That name will jolt some memories for some folks. Marty was a
phenomenal bass player.
Him and Gamble. You know what I'm saying? I could see those two battling that out on stage.
Graham Pearson was in here the other day and was telling me that he was in that band.
Graham was Swingin' Richards with the Swingin' Richards as well.
Yeah, he was in.
When Graham first moved here, we put that band together, or shortly after he moved here.
And plus, we put out a couple of CDs. Went to the studio a number of times. Wrote quite a few original songs back then.
Yeah, Rick and I have written some songs. Some of those we do live right here at Pioneer.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. It's fun. So do you? I mean, to go back a little bit. I mean, do you contribute? Do you think the music with your hearing and so forth?
I think I do.
Doctor's saying
I was really able to hear very specific tones by listening to other people playing stuff like that. I do read a little bit of music, but mainly I can just hear something and play it.
Yeah.
It's
a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Sure.
You know, and Sammy said that, Guy Sweat said one the other day, he said that, you know, it's God given. Either you have it or you don't, you know, and it's.
Well, I guarantee you there's somebody on this podcast watching right now that has filmed this man somewhere in the hill country playing. You get filmed more than on his guitar solos more than anybody I've ever seen. Those bachelorettes will be up there filming it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just shred, dude. You just, you know. I feel like you've come to a whole nother level within the past 5 or 6 years. I think I think you've really like catapulted your.
I always strive to practice all the time, practice at the house, and I keep watching guitar players. There's so many guitar players that's way better than what I am. It's a continuous learning curve in music.
Yeah, I'm a pretty curious person, and I love to learn. I would imagine it's the same thing with music, just constant learning.
It's just constant.
You never stop learning.
No, you never do.
Doesn't matter if you're a vocalist, drummer.
Well, that's what they say. The fun stops when you stop learning.
That's right.
You know,
and
in business, it's that way.
You stop improving yourself also.
Exactly.
If you stop learning, you stop improving yourself. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the way I see it too.
Yeah, sometimes I'll call and say, "What you doing?" I'm sitting in here learning songs, picking away.
But I couldn't be really where I'm at today without my beautiful wife, Sandra. She's the one that has backed me. We've been married 37 years. We dated 5 years before we even got married. And she's backed me every step of the way. She's put up with a lot of stuff. She put up with practices at the house and me coming home late and everything else. And
thank you for bringing up Sandra and the wives.
Yeah,
the wives are a very special part. It's almost like the coaches. They always talk about the coaches' wives.
Right.
Very special, and it's the same for musicians. So thank you for bringing that.
Yeah, especially back in the days, we wouldn't get home till 3, 4 a.m. in the mornings when the bars stayed open till 2 or 3 o'clock. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Right, back in those days. Stop at Circle K, get a microwave burrito.
And keep going, right?
This town, you know what's crazy, Judge? Do you remember the days? This town used to have like 7 frickin' Circle Ks.
They did, right?
There was a Circle K on every corner, man.
Every extension, every road going out had Circle K. That's right.
It's changed so much. It's funny, I remember playing baseball and so forth up at Market Plots, and
Right.
it was gas stations and car dealerships, and that was, you know, like you said, there was a gas station like every corner, that sort of thing.
Anybody remember Jim's Ice House?
I sure do.
I don't know.
The Tire.
Earl Tribe's station?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. See,
Y'all
that's
a little
what-
further back than this.
but yeah, you know, Fredericksburg's just always been a special place, and you know, music's always been here.
Always been
Since
here.
day one. We were talking about
when
that,
they came
really.
over on the boat, I love history, and you know, that's what kept people happy at not so great times here when they moved here and that sort of thing. The German people were just very musical.
Only thing I'm sad to see is the dance hall type.
Yes.
I do miss that. I do miss
dropped
that a
out in
lot.
this area. I mean, we used to have a dance hall in every corner. We had more dance halls in Circle K.
Right, that's a good point.
And there's pictures of all of us as kids, you know, in a baby carrier, sleep on a table, and the parents are out dancing. And then, you know, I remember Ed's River Palace in Johnson City, and then, you know, all these are out here, and there's really not any or many left.
Oh, there's so many of us that spend so much time at Pat's Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat's
Oh,
Hall.
yeah.
And there was times that Dwayne and I would be there Sunday morning picking up cans and finding
I told
money
you
on
that was
the
Right
table.
after the
I told you that was my first job, but
That was always fun times too.
you betcha.
Going up there with Johnny.
You know, your music is one heck of a story, and your story about being born deaf. But you know, Jacob Brodbeck, we talked about him a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about him being the father of aviation. I mean, he flew many years before the Wright brothers.
Absolutely, you got to humor the history nerd here, and I love that kind of stuff. So anyway,
Yeah, here lately we actually found possible proof that not only once, but he flew 4 times before the Wright brothers.
4 times.
4 times. The problem with his design and plane that he put up in the air, it was prepared by a clock spring.
Yeah,
And
right.
once the clock
right.
spring ran out, the plane came
plane
out.
ran out.
So you never had continuous flight. In 1872, the combustion engine was finally developed, and it got advanced enough where that's what the Wright brothers was ever to use a
Right.
combustion
But
engine.
didn't they take
to
some of his
to-
plans?
Well,
Or
that's-
not
that's
steal them, but did they use some of his plans?
That
maybe?
was kind of the legend, I guess you could say. Jacob went up to St. Louis to World's Fair.
Yeah, he
up
did.
there,
He did. I read about
to,
that.
To meet with a guy named Otto or something like that. He was an engineer and was very interested in flight. Well, during that time, Jacob got sick, got put in the hospital, and his plans and model of the plane was stolen during that time. Well, Holler Below Overwright was also communicating with this guy at the same time. So the legend kind of, there's never been any proof, but the legend
Right.
kind of says that's what happened.
And this was out in the Luckenbach area, right?
Well, he flew at there's proof that he flew actually 2 times at Luckenbach. One in 1863, which is before the flight that everybody refers to, and another time I believe in 1872. The big flight that everybody remembers is 1865. That was in San Antonio at San Pedro
Okay. Yeah.
part, I think.
It was, yeah.
yeah,
Now you
doc-
bring me back.
yeah, doctor invited him down there,
It was in
and,
San Pedro Park.
Yeah, and everybody, the military was there, a bunch of newspapers, everything, but he took off, and of course he crashed, and nobody wanted to hear nothing about it. There.
Right. Yeah.
But there was 2 more flights after that. They claimed he flew actually up in St. Louis area, and then another time back at the farm.
And our local airport and so forth is recognizing
They-
there's Jacob Brodbeck Day. They call him now the father of aviation,
Yes.
right?
Well, actually, 2 or 3 governors has actually announced that he's the father of aviation. So
It's official.
Yeah, it is
official.
official.
It's official, baby.
Well, we'll just announce it right here on the Judge and JD show. It's official. He was the father of aviation. We'll make that decision right now.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, his wing design and everything that he developed back then is still being used today. So that should say something. Even though he didn't achieve continuous flight, stuff that he invented is still in use today. So
That's amazing.
Right down the road here.
Utterly amazing.
That's right.
Well, Rick, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. If you ever get a chance to see Ghost Town, come on out and see us, and make sure you check out Rick's shredding that guitar.
He will be tearing it up for Ghost Town out here at Pioneer.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you coming
Thank
in.
you for asking me out.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
yes, sir.
it.
Thank you for the time.
All right.
The great pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
That's a good looking pumpkin on your head there. Not sure why it's there, but
Well, it was a great show today.
it was a lot of fun.
I want to thank Francis and Carl Money. Money.
They are a great family, and they've done a lot for the community. They're just good folks, and came in here to talk a little bit of wine with us.
Doing a lot of good things, like
Doing
you
a
said.
lot of good
for
things,
the
yeah.
community and the
Yeah.
for
And then-
wine country, too.
And then brought in old Rick Brodbeck, the father of aviation. Oh wait, that was his great grandfather, great grandfather.
Great grandfather.
Got to talk a little bit about Jacob, a father of Fredericksburg kind of thing, father of aviation. So it was a good show.
I learned something on this dadgum show every week.
every week.
I learned something about Fredericksburg or something. But, well, Judge, thank you, sir. It was
Thank
another
you,
good
man.
one. The Judge at JD
Have
Show. I love
fun.
doing this. Episode 22 is in the books, right?
Have fun at College Station. I'm headed to Austin to go see the Apaches play this afternoon. So we're excited about that.
Go Apaches.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Go A&M. Go Aggies.
We'll see you next week.